What if the biggest secret of your life is not hidden in a temple, not locked in a book, but pulsing in the space between your every breath? What if the you think you are, this body, this name, this story, is just a costume the universe wears to look back at itself? Stay with me, because the ultimate secret is this: you are not in the universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself through human eyes. Slight pause. And once you feel this, not just understand it in words, everything changes. Fear dissolves, loneliness disappears, and life feels like an infinite mirror. Since childhood, you've been told the same story, that you are a separate individual, that you began at birth and you will end at death, that you live inside a universe, tiny, fragile, insignificant. But pause for a moment. Who is it that is hearing these words right now? A body, a mind, or awareness itself? When you close your eyes, the entire world disappears, not because the world vanished, but because your awareness turned inward. When you open them, the world appears again. It rises and falls in you. The great illusion is separation, that you and it are different. But what if consciousness is not inside the body, but the body is inside consciousness? This is not a new idea. It is an ancient truth, whispered in temples, sung in chants carved into stone. The Upanishads of India declare, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that, meaning your soul and the universe are one and the same. In Egypt, the initiate into the temples of Isis would hear, I am all that has been, and is, and shall be. No mortal has ever lifted my veil. The veil was not around the goddess, it was around your own perception. The Sufis sang, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. Across cultures, mystics reach the same conclusion. The universe awakens to itself through you. You are not separate. You are the eyes, the voice, the heartbeat of the cosmos. And today, even science begins to echo this. Quantum physics tells us, at the smallest scale, there are no solid things, only energy fields, vibrating, exchanging information. An invisible web connecting everything. The observer effect shows that particles behave differently when watched, meaning consciousness itself is woven into the fabric of reality. Astronomers say the iron in your blood was forged in the heart of ancient stars. You don't come from the universe, you are made of it. Every atom in your body once burned in a stellar core. And neuroscience whispers that your sense of I is just a construction, a useful illusion the brain creates to navigate life. But peel it back, and awareness remains vast, silent, unbound. Do you see it? Ancient mystics and modern science both point to the same secret. There is no true boundary between you and everything. The wave and the ocean are the same water, and yet knowing this with the mind is not enough. It must be felt. You've already had glimpses, moments when the boundary dissolved, watching a sunset and feeling time stop, holding a newborn and sensing eternity in their eyes, listening to music that made you weep for no reason. In those moments, you weren't just you. You were the universe, awake to its own beauty. What if I told you every single thing you see, every challenge, every person you meet is not separate from you, but a mirror of the infinite universe that you are? Look around you right now. The objects, the people, even the events unfolding in your life are not random. They are reflections, coded messages pointing you back to the ultimate truth, that you are not a tiny fragment lost in an infinite cosmos. You are the cosmos, looking back at itself through human eyes. And until you awaken to this mirror code, you'll always feel like life is happening to you instead of through you. But once you realize it, you begin to see signs everywhere. The world transforms into a living oracle. Synchronicities become daily reminders, and your power to create expands beyond what you thought was humanly possible. So let's go deeper.
Since the dawn of time, mystics have whispered a simple but dangerous truth. As within, so without. As above, so below. What does it mean? It means that reality is not out there. It's not separate from your mind, your emotions, your spirit. Reality is a mirror, a perfect reflection of your inner state. When you're filled with fear, life seems hostile. When you're filled with love, life reflects beauty and harmony. When you believe you are powerless, the world echoes back walls, obstacles, limitations. But when you remember you are the infinite universe itself, suddenly the mirror changes. Doors open, synchronicities align. Reality bends itself to match the truth of who you are. Modern science is catching up. Quantum physics suggests that the observer is not separate from what is observed. Your attention, your awareness, your expectation actually shape reality itself. This is not woo-woo. This is the hidden foundation of existence. And it means one thing: everything you meet in life is you. Imagine the universe as an infinite actor on an eternal stage. To experience itself, it wears billions of masks. And one of those masks is you. But here's the secret. When you look into the eyes of another person, you are looking at the universe in disguise. That stranger you pass on the street, that friend who betrays you, that lover who awakens your heart. They are not others. They are you in another form. This is why the ancients spoke of oneness, why the sages said, I am that, you are that, all this is that. Every experience is the infinite self, trying to see itself from another angle, trying to know itself through contrast, through light and shadow, through birth and death. When you realize this, judgment fades, hatred dissolves, even suffering takes on new meaning. Because the universe isn't punishing you, it's teaching you. It's showing you the parts of yourself you have forgotten. Have you ever noticed it? You think of someone, and they suddenly call you. You ask the universe for a sign, and the exact word or number appears. You feel guided to turn left instead of right, and you avoid disaster. These are not accidents. These are synchronicities. Carl Jung called them meaningful coincidences, but they are much more. They are the universe winking at itself. They are you as the infinite self, leaving breadcrumbs to remind your human self that nothing is random. Every synchronicity is proof that the separation is an illusion, that the mirror is alive, that reality is not just physical matter, but consciousness interacting with itself. And when you begin to trust these signs, life becomes less of a struggle and more of a dance. This is why so many awakened souls say, life feels like a movie. Because it is, a cosmic movie, and you are both the actor and the screen it plays on. Here's the most important truth. Once you understand the mirror principle, you stop being a victim of life. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what is this reflecting back to me? When anger shows up in your world, it mirrors unhealed wounds within. When love surrounds you, it mirrors the love you've allowed within yourself. When opportunities appear, they reflect the vibration you've chosen to embody. The universe does not lie. It reflects exactly what you are, not who you pretend to be, but what you truly believe, feel, and expect at the deepest level. And here's the miracle. The moment you shift within, the mirror shifts without. Instantly. This is why inner work is the highest work, why meditation, forgiveness, gratitude, and love are not just spiritual practices, but the tools for bending reality itself. Everything you've ever called your life is not happening to you, but through you. That your struggles, your triumphs, Your deepest loves and even your deepest wounds are not accidents. They are the universe, exploring itself through you. And the greatest secret, the one sages guarded, the one mystics whispered, the one ancient texts concealed, is that you are not just a fragment of the universe. You are the universe.
So what does this mean for your life? It means that when you look in the mirror, you are looking into the eyes of God. It means that when you feel small, you are believing an illusion, because inside you is the same creative force that births galaxies, ignites stars, and gives rise to entire civilizations. Think about it. The universe didn't shrink itself into you just to watch you play small. The atoms in your body were forged in the cores of stars billions of years ago. The breath in your lungs is the same air breathed by ancient sages, kings, and prophets. The consciousness hearing these words right now is the same consciousness that dreamed worlds into being. So why do you think you are limited? The universe didn't shrink itself into you just to watch you play small. It came here to remember itself through your courage, your art, your voice, your awakening. Every time you choose love instead of fear, you realign with your cosmic nature. Every time you forgive, you collapse timelines of pain carried for generations. Every time you awaken even a little more, the whole universe expands. Living as the universe means this: your purpose is not something you find. It is something you remember. Now imagine this. What happens when millions of people remember? When humanity collectively realizes that we are not separate nations, separate races, separate souls, but one being exploring itself from infinite perspectives. War ends, greed dissolves, fear loses its power. Because who would you harm if you saw every face as your own? Who would you exploit if you knew the one suffering was you in another form? Who would you hate if you recognized that every beating heart is another rhythm of your eternal self? This is the final awakening, the shift from I am human to I am the universe in human form. And the moment you claim this truth, not just in theory, but in your daily choices, you step into the highest power you can ever hold. So now I ask you, what will you do with this secret? Will you continue to live as a fragment, or will you rise and live as the infinite? Because the universe is not waiting to awaken, it already has. Through you. Right here. Right now. If these words stirred something deep inside you, it is not by accident. It is your soul remembering. It is the universe reminding itself through you. Before you leave, pause and anchor this moment. Subscribe to this channel, The Soul Cipher, if you are ready to keep awakening. Leave a comment below. Share what part of you lit up. What truth echoed through your being? And above all, share this with someone you love. Because when one awakens, we all awaken. This is the secret, the final truth.